What's going on, my faithful Dragon Knights? King of Dragons 5000 is here with another action figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hiya Toys Godzilla vs. Kong, the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. Getting Godzilla out of the packaging, we're greeted to a really awesome figure. However, he does not come with any accessories, no atomic breath, no alternate hands. So with that out of the way, let's take a closer look at Godzilla. So having a closer look at the Hiya Toys Godzilla, I have to say, this is one impressive Godzilla figure. They did an absolutely great job with his head sculpt. By far, it is the best Godzilla head sculpt that we've gotten for the Monsterverse in any toy line, so good job by Hiya. From all angles, it looks like Godzilla. Hiya Toys also did a great job detailing the teeth and painting his mouth very cleanly. It is a very good paint job and sculpt work on Godzilla's mouth. Godzilla does have some of his signature features, such as his gills around his neck, which look really nice. The dorsal plates on his neck also look good. And one thing I like is that this Godzilla has a chunkier neck, so it does represent the Godzilla vs. Kong version of this character. Having a closer look at Godzilla, he has a very broad chest, which again is accurate to the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, and I do like the colors. The charcoal coloring that he has throughout most of his body looks good. It does have a gray wash on the front of it just to highlight some of those high points, and on the recess points we do have almost like a black and dark brown, so all those colors look very good here on Godzilla. His arms have really good sculpt work. The scales on his arms look good, and once again it's highlighted very well. Overall, the arms on Godzilla look absolutely phenomenal. Godzilla's dorsal plates are also painted and sculpted beautifully. They look exactly like they did in the movie. I really do like the grays that they brushed onto them. Overall, beautiful dorsal plates here on Godzilla, and they are made of a firm plastic, so do be careful with them because they will be prone to breaking if this figure drops. Godzilla also has really massive legs. I really like the scales that are sculpted on his legs. They look very good. Overall, the detailing on his legs is phenomenal. We have different size scales, different texturing on some of his scales. The front looks exceptionally well done, so I gotta say Hiya did a really good job sculpting Godzilla. Even his feet are nicely detailed. You can see he has some scales on the top of his feet, as well as has his claws really well pronounced. So overall, the feet on this Godzilla, as well as his legs, beautifully sculpted, and Hiya is doing a good job with this figure. Godzilla also has a really nice tail. I like the paintwork on it. You can see there are some browns in it, some grays. So it continues that really dark base charcoal, followed with some gray highlights and some recessed browns. So overall, the paint job and detailing on this Godzilla is phenomenal. So with that out of the way, let's compare him to other figures you may have in your collection. Having Godzilla posed to our usual suspects, we have him posed next to the Marvel Legends Cyclops and the DC Multiverse Superman. We have him posed next to the WWE Elite Scale figure, as well as the Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man, the Lightning Collection White Ranger, and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian, as well as the SH Monster Arts Godzilla and the NECA Godzilla. So Godzilla stacks up really well with these figures. So with that out of the way, let's move on to Godzilla's articulation. Godzilla does have a hinge in his jaw. Godzilla does have a double ball joint in his head connecting down to the base of his neck. Ball joints in the shoulders do allow for some forward, back, and outward rotation. We have a single bend in his elbow as well as elbow rotation, as well as a ball joint in his wrist. Godzilla also has a ball joint in his torso, however it is slightly hindered due to the sculpt work on his torso. We have ball joints in his hips, which do allow for some forward, back, and outwards mobility. Double bend in Godzilla's knee. We have a ball joint in Godzilla's ankle, which does support his body really nicely. And finally, a multi-segmented ball jointed tail, so overall Godzilla has some really good articulation. So with the details, comparisons, and articulation out of the way, let's move on to my final thoughts on the Hiya Toys Godzilla. So posing the Hiya Toys Godzilla for my final thoughts, we are greeted with a very beautiful Godzilla figure. The sculpt work on Godzilla is amazing, and like I said, this is probably the best Monsterverse Godzilla head that we've gotten in any toy line, including Figuarts and NECA. Hiya Toys also gave Godzilla a more accurate paint job. The charcoal on his scales look really good, the grays highlight those scales very well, and the deep recesses with that dark brown just creates a very good look for this figure. As far as his articulation goes, it's far better than the NECA Godzilla, but it is slightly worse than the SH Figuarts Godzilla. However, I do have to point out that the articulation does work, and the detailing on him more than makes up for the lack of articulation. The Hiya Toys Godzilla is somewhere in between the NECA Godzilla and the SH Figuarts Godzilla. It looks like it shares parts from both of them, but this is a very unique figure, and I absolutely love the way he came out. Seeing as how this is my first Hiya Toys figure, I had no idea what to expect with Godzilla, but overall, really happy I decided to pick him up. If you are a fan of Godzilla, the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, or the MonsterVerse Godzilla, this is one figure that you absolutely need in your collection. This is the best representation of Godzilla that we've gotten in action figure form, and I really do recommend you guys pick him up. The Hiya Toys Godzilla will run you roughly $50, which is a little more expensive than the NECA figures, but it is cheaper than the SH Figuarts Godzilla. If you are looking to add the Hiya Toys Godzilla to your collection, he is available on sites like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. With that being said, my loyal Dragonites, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, unboxings, and other videos, as well as my Godzilla playlist. Hopefully you find it informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, and other goodies, as well as hit that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. From the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.